I never meant to find out. It wasn't part of some plan. It was an accident. One night, I went into the garage looking for tools. The light buzzed faintly, shadows crawling along the walls. I tripped over a box and spilled its contents across the floor. Among the mess was an old notebook. Worn cover, yellowed pages. At first, I thought it was nothing until I read the names. Names of people I recognized. People who were missing. And next to the names were chilling notes. Saw me coming. Cried too much. Buried by the river. My stomach dropped, because the handwriting wasn't a stranger's. It was my brother's. I dropped the notebook, heart racing. I told myself it had to be a mistake. Some dark joke. But deep down, I knew the truth. The next morning, I acted normal. Smiled. Ate breakfast. But I couldn't unsee it. Every glance, every laugh of his felt different now. Forced. Dangerous. That night, I woke to the sound of his voice. Low, calm, almost a whisper. He was on the phone, back turned. I crept closer, straining to hear. I couldn't make out the words, only the tone. Cold. Calculated. When he noticed me, he smiled. Too calm. Too knowing. That smile haunted me. Then things started changing. A silver bracelet appeared on my dresser. I didn't own it. The next day, it was gone. Later, I found muddy footprints in the hall that stopped outside my bedroom door. At night, I'd hear breathing on the other side. Slow. Steady. Waiting. I locked my door, wedged a chair beneath the knob. But it didn't make me feel safe, just trapped. He never confronted me directly. Instead, he played games. Careful out there at night, he said once. Never know who's lurking. Another time, while we watched a crime documentary, he muted the TV and whispered, "Be careful what you look for. You might not like what you find." I laughed nervously, pretending not to understand. But I did. He knew. I thought about going to the police, but what proof did I have? A notebook I couldn't even bring myself to touch again? A bracelet that vanished? He'd always be one step ahead. And if he found out I'd talked, I didn't want to think about it. One night, I climbed into my car, desperate to leave. On the driver's seat was that same bracelet, shining under the dome light, waiting for me. When I walked back inside, he was sitting at the table, flipping through a magazine. "Going somewhere?" he asked, smiling without looking up. The walls closed in after that. Family dinners became unbearable. He leaned across the table, smiling too widely. "You've been quiet lately. Everything okay?" His tone was gentle, but his eyes were sharp, watchful. I forced myself to laugh at his jokes, answer his questions, pretend nothing was wrong. But I could feel him watching, always watching. The news showed faces of missing women. He'd sip his coffee in silence, never reacting, never blinking. And then came the night that ended any doubt. I peeked through my bedroom window. Down in the driveway, under the pale streetlight, he stood, perfectly still, his head tilted back, his eyes locked on my window. He didn't move, didn't wave, just watched. I ducked behind the curtain, my chest heaving. When I looked again, he was gone. Now I live in fear. Every night I lock my door, double-check the chair under the knob. Every morning I wonder if this will be the day he stops playing. Because I know he's waiting, and he knows that I know. I found out by accident my brother was a killer, and it might be the last mistake I ever make.